game number 4, but they can try to do it again. Or now, they focus on Luke. They tried Chidera, Marky. No, Marky first, Chidera, a boy, and now maybe Luke.
Might as well. Focus on each one. Different games. Yes, Yasu, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, yeah, of course we will see a Terizla here by the side of Team Burmese goals, but for Team Geek fam, I was actually like, why don't we go with an Arlott? Or why don't we ban a Diggy and then add upon that more crowd control? Because the setup is really good. They go with the Angela though, but the setup is really good for the Claude so far. They just need to add one more area crowd control and that's it. At least for me.
You know, I haven't really... For some reason, when you mentioned the Arlott, I was just thinking about this interaction, right? Like, what if you final slash all the split glues into the wrong direction and the stacks just... You know, I don't know if it actually works like that, if it would just automatically allow you to, you know, have all those stacks. But still, I feel like even if you talk about Arlott, you know, for this lineup of Burmese ghouls, right? It could work in their favor, but I feel like at the same time, if you're matching up against a Ruby, I feel like it's almost too much risk. Yeah. For me, at least personally, like I would rather see them have something that's more tankier naturally. The Arlott's okay. Arlott's going to Geek Fam though.
I said it for Geek Fam.
Yeah, but I'm thinking for Burmese ghouls, right? Like if they actually wanted to go an Arlott, but it's on the flip side, so it goes over to Geek Fam.
I think it's a good choice by Geek Fam here. For the side of Burmese ghouls, they're most likely going to be grouped up together, so the Arlott final slash will deal a whole lot in. That's a Tigreal.
Tigreal.
And a Martis. A Martis pick. Anti-CC.
Eve
Martis.
Eve again?
He would make sense, right? I mean, real world manipulation, anti-CC, but then you get dove on by a Martis with Netherrealm, and then what?
Especially the fact that, you know, Lilia's already taken out Bandhouse, so what does this leave here?
You know what would be crazy?
Yes.
A Lunox would be insane. Right, but it does what it does what the composition needs. You can lock people down, burst them down instantly, and you also have some abilities that makes you go invulnerable.
Let's see what comes out of the head of the Shadow.
The Shadow. Oh man. The Shadow. It has to be something safe, right? Because they already have the right components here. They can just play it safe and pick a very safe mid laner like the Yve, and then play normally. But they could go for the risky route, and they didn't take out. They want what works.
Yasu.
Yes,
You're
I
kind
got
of
what
on
I want.
point here.
Yeah.
Yasu.
99.9.
99.9, leaving just 0.01 for doubts. We can see that, I would say that this draft for team, was it Geek? Yeah, Geek. Geek fam, they have the area crowd control, they have the operation area, as I like to say it in Arabic, because when Eve just opens her ultimate, it's just pure, it's like when you do a surgery.
Yeah.
So having this Eve ultimate there and also the crowd control underneath it, not just that, add upon the blazing duet from the Claude, I think that everything aligns really good for Team Geek, but yet the draft on the side of Team Burmese ghouls is as good.
Well, we're going to find out once again, loading up into the land of Dawn for the last time today. In game number 5 here, it's come down to a best of 1 between Geek Fam and Burmese ghouls. Who will go on forward in the upper bracket? Who will be sent to the lower bracket? We will find out here. A lot of early aggression.
Don't worry, it's a signature. If you die 7, they'll win the game.
This is the one.
He needs to be triggered. He needs someone to rotate him and to make him feed at some point so he can come back and be as effective as the Beloyski effect that we have been used to see. But Stitch here using the Bruno up against the Claw. This is a matchup that we have seen a lot of times, but again, we see that both of them go for a little bit of a tanky approach because they want to take care of themselves in the early game. But looking here at the Martis, which is actually quite interesting to me, he's going for a penetration, he's going for damage. He's not, like, doesn't he know like the Martis new meta is the utility one?
Stitch.
He probably does know, but he wants to go for the riskier, more snowbally type build. Geek Fam trying to do the same thing, but with the Claude. going aggressive now as Beloyski is able to cancel out a dash. Nico with the retribution slows him down. Beloyski flickers out to safety from the mortal coil. And it's still 0-0.
Okay, he'll be fine. One thing I also noticed there from the emblems was Lina's trying to pack some of that damage early on. He has weapon mastery, he has a rupture, he has that penetration, right? Providing some of that early poke, early damage with a Faramis, at least for now, is kind of what they want to play around with, right? Playing into the fact that, okay, we're not going to have crazy amounts of damage early on, but we can scale up pretty well. That's what they're going to be hoping for, and especially the fact that a lot of these fights, you're going to have to wait for that RWM, that real-world manipulation, to be utilized and not want to fight completely into it, right? Especially the fact that this is a combination we've seen so much. Eve, Ruby, pulling them into that real-world manipulation early on already.
Oh, Marky.
Requiem in the mid lane, blinks. Going to get chunked really low. Forced to use the regen as Beloy dashes forward, gets level 4. I'm Offended ready.
Yeah, Luke also getting in position here. Still, first turtle of the game.
Last time, fast pass, explosion, flicker combo coming down with the final slash, cancels it out. And now it's gonna be the I'm Offended, bringing X back into. Whoa, the damage coming down all to the other side of the map. It's gonna be Geek Fam completely wiped out. All 3 of their members falling to Nico with that triple kill, the rupture and the assassin emblem doing work.
This is the scary thing of the Martise. That decimate. And the fact that now you got 3 kills. You got the triple here this early on, plus the turtle.
You cannot match that. You cannot match that anytime soon in the game. Beloyski, does he have a flicker? Yeah, he does have a flicker. If he doesn't have a flicker at this given moment, it was just adding one more body to the bodies that Nico have collected so far. Stitch, he have a really good damage at this point, and Burmese Ghouls are focusing on that top lane. It might be a death push. They might need to take someone, but they need them to step into the bush.
Okay, focus here.
Oh, whoa.
Offended though. Blink should be fine though. Implosion.
Bringing Beloyski back. Tough Boots gets him out in time. Airborne now, knocked up. No further engagement. The boy has rotated. Marky with the steal. The invade in the enemy jungle, trying to mirror the movement from the side of Nico. Meanwhile, Shadow here opens it up, knows where Marky's at.
Okay, so things fall into place here in Yasu.
Yes.
Small lead for Burmese Ghouls. Item check though, real quickly.
Item check. I would say that having this steel leg pants against the Bruno is a really smart choice by Kadera, but also having the Molten Essence by the Guinevere is also a smart choice because you will not be able to deal any amount of damage. It's all about the crowd control, so why not just when you are near the enemy troops to have this damage that comes with the item called the Molten Essence. So really good itemization so far from Geek Fam. We will get into it more once we get into the game itself, because so far the core items, the DHS, the Demon Hunter Sword by Kadera is being picked up, and also he has some defense. So far we will see, or like not so far, we will see from now on Kadera using his Blazing Duet.
Once again, the jump ins through. Second turtle. The battle for it's going to be set up here. Shadow though, quite low. Stitch also.
Very low. Pops in a split, still able to dish out some damage right now onto the back. Nico finding the mortar coil, and now he's getting Marky with the Battle Requiem in desperation. Now the Realm coming down. Luke able to use the Vengeance, but it's still going to be mounted by Shadow. And Nico should be able to find a Decimate. Once he finds it, everybody needs to start running. A boy brought back another.
Wow.
Nico, is he going to go for more? Running into the enemy jungle. Beloyski brought back by the mortar coil. One last hit. Should be what's left to take Beloyski down, but he's able to get out of that range just barely. The Burmese Ghouls. Snowball after snowball, fight after fight.
This is like the best start you can have here on a Martis pick, right? For any team, Martis, he's on top.
He is on top, and having that damage build right now, I don't know if it makes so much sense or if it was,
I'm Offended, flicker by Beloyski. Gets Shadera the kill. A Blazing Duet committed as well, and this is what Geek Fam needs to do. They need to try to look for plan B.
Even though they are 5 kills to 2, Geek Fam, but they are still not far in gold.
You're right. How is that?
Well, they're just kind of controlling, you know, a lot of this farming potential. As in just a second, we'll probably look at the breakdowns as well. But for the most part, you know, Shadera's done a good job at getting that extra gold from the plate here, working his way on really kind of solidifying that. There's the golden, right? Look at his, look at the gold for Shadera.
Yeah, he does know how to farm. This guy knows how to farm. Having 4.4k so far, even though his team is so pressured in the mid and the bot lane. And not just that, do not forget that the mid lane burst turret is down for Team Burmese Ghouls.
Nico's got to be careful though, right? Even though he has 5 kills, he's still very much killable. Conceal coming down, looking for a pinch down. The Geek fam are playing it really well in this choke point with the help of a boy. Ooh! Shadow, that slam pass might get him into trouble. Pops in a split, and even a NetherRealm has been committed down to escape. They get a tier 1 in the bottom side of the map, and now they transition over to the 3rd and final turtle of the game.
See if Burmese Ghouls can still secure themselves the 3rd turtle of the game here. Different course of action from what we've seen throughout the series, but so far, it even looks like Geek fam is willing to fight for this. Both gold laners still on the bottom side, so it's going to be a 4 versus 4. How they play this one out. Blink, taking a couple shots. Conceal.
I'm offended with it as well, and a boy finds the kill. Remember, no NetherRealm earlier, already baited out. Beloyski flickers out. Shadow. Slam, pass onto Luke. Stitch coming down as well, rotating a bit faster. Then Chidera now with the worldie. Bouncing back and forth. Shadow trying to look for another immobility. Onto the side, split coming down. Marky, Requiem to cancel it out. Now a facial migration into a final slash, sweeping them into the turret. Nico gets 1, but he has to run away as Chidera finds a tier 1 down below.
Geek fam still finding wins here and there where they can. Meanwhile, Chidera just going to continue to farm up.
Plays it away.
Oh, Chidera.
On to Stitch, 1 HP. Blink X trying to rotate fast enough. Stitch gets out.
Down to dodge, just fine. Burmese Ghouls though.
Oh, Marky wants to steal.
Marky away. Oh, shoved back. No, Marky, no, says Blink X.
Yep.
Blink X. Look, Team Burmese Ghouls so far, even though they have the kills in their favor, but Team Geek fam seems to find every way possible, and especially, I would say, Chidera, because he doesn't only have the DHS, he also have the golden staff, so he have the same amount of damage, or maybe even more than the one that Bruno can deal. Not just that, look at Mortis. He's not only going for a damage emblem, or like a damage perspective when it comes to emblem, he also have a semi-tanky build having this Hunter Strike. So far Burmese Ghouls are approaching a really, I would say, an interesting approach from them. But again, Team Geek fam knows how to farm and knows how to execute their damage.
Yeah, Nico at this point, even the fact that he has the 6 kills, he has to kind of be defensive as well, right?
Oh,
look at the setup there. Blink.
With Marky as well, finds a spatial migration into the Requiem, and that's going to be enough to bait out another round. But Chidera dives in deep onto Stitch to find a blazing duet. Nico goes godlike, but now gets poked down. This might be the biggest shutdown, and it's going to the hands of Luke. Lina running away, but gets caught as well. Geek fam have turned around the entire lead that the Burmese Ghouls have built the past 9 minutes.
Geek fam coming out swinging in a decisive manner once again, and now the tables have turned as they take down the tier 1 in the mid. Still going to focus down a little bit more. Marky going to get out just fine with the spatial migration. But what a turn of events here for Geek fam.
It is a turn of events, indeed, but I would say that Team Geek fam were playing in the shadows. They were there since the start. Team Geek fam, look at the gold earned by Chidera, not just Chidera, also Luke. As I told you guys, when Luke uses the olive in the way it's supposed to be, not just distract the enemy, but also apply some crowd control underneath that real-world manipulation, and not just that, add upon it the damage coming from the blazing duet. It's a match in heaven when it comes to the build. And look at Chidera right now, 8k gold, having everything he needs. He just needs to add one more damage item, and he can melt Burmese Ghouls down.
And going back to it, Geek fam, let him cook. That's exactly what happened. They've reached this point in the game. First Lord now up. Nico, even with a lead that he had early on, he's having a difficult time trying to find the positioning here.
Shadow. Purify instantly by Chidera. Kiting back. Shadow. Split. Pretty desperate here. He dives in deep. He's all alone. He's isolated. He has to be very, very careful here. Going to be chased down by Chidera, who finds all the stacks with
Conceal.
Implosion onto 3! But the real world inflation comes out as well. Marky being able to pop in that Requiem in the midst of it all, but now falls at a decimate. Chidera with a blazing duet, and I'm offended from Baloy to pull them back into the blazing duet. And now it's Shadow who's running for the hills. Luke finding the final slash in the CC to chain Lina down. Geek Fam has wiped the Burmese schools out.
My goodness. What a team fight choreographed for Geek Fam. And they're going to cap it off with a Lord here. They are just everywhere and more.
And Lina again brought back one more hit, should do it. Luke dives in, and our boy is on a killing spree.
Oh my god, what was that, Geek Fam? Geek Fam are just finding every perfect spot. It's like a painting. It's like a painting. It's a work of art coming from the Indonesian Giants here, flipping everything around, having the goal lead of 6K gold lead after they were behind in terms of goal. Look at Marky now. Team Geek.
Yeah.
Team Geek are in the zone.
They've reached that point of the game now, Geek Fam. Very far ahead, confident the way they're moving too. First Lord though, making its way down the mid. We'll see how they play this through. Burmese Ghouls, they have the tools they need to defend this one. Again, it is only the First Lord. How will they approach this, keeping things together here?
It's gonna be hard.
Conceal already gonna be used. Turn in the mid lane, gonna go down now. The focus on the bottom. Geek Fam, massive lead here. What is Burmese Ghouls to do in this defense? They still gotta work it on. Stitch, even with this Bruno pick, having a difficult time making it work. We'll see once again, Geek Fam.
Implosion. On to 3. Geek Fam gonna be able to escape right now. Assassin this migration and the final slash to break the back once again. The blazing duet from Chidera doing a lot of damage right now. And that's gonna be the slap pass, but Chidera is able to pop that BMI in time. Luke dives in. Vengeance 1.
Wow.
Coming down. Getting another. Shadow with a split. Trying to sustain back up, but Chidera's clearing out the way just as fast. The base wide open. Chidera targeting it down. Despite the change of roster. Once you're a geek, you're always a fam. And they have done it 3-2, moving past to the next stage in the upper brackets.
Some might have doubted the changes, but Geek Fam proves the point, moves on to the upper bracket in a great series against the Burmese Ghouls, all 5 games back and forth, but they end it quickly for game 5.
I need some time to process this. I need some time to process this. This was one of the most intense series so far.